Okay, so for those of us who watch or traffic in Love and Marriage Huntsville, right? Are you paying attention to what's happening between Mel and seem like the rest of the women and the crew? And I have a feeling about what I think is happening here. But if you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, tell me if you feel or see it the same way or feel about it the same way. I will say this: I find Mel kind of calling people out off-putting, and it has nothing to do with her right to do it. It just feels off-putting to me, and I'm going to tell you why it feels off-putting to me. I think when we have elevated people in our own mind to a level of class or a level of, or put them on a standard that seems above, when they seem to come down in the fray, it takes the veneer off of them. Does that make sense? Okay. So I view Mel as a very smart, savvy, driven businesswoman whose life should tell the story, right? Like I get it. I get it. When people are talking about us, when people are lying about us, there is this knee-jerk need to defend ourselves, right? And so I think that's a human thing to fight against, the need to defend yourself against lies and accusations and innuendos, especially if you think those things will hurt your business or your brand, right? Because that's why people go after you. They're trying to hurt your business or your brand. But for me, there's something about allowing people to have all the conversation beneath you and not engaging in the back and forth with them, right? Or not in a verbal way. Like I'm fine with a little subliminals kind of popping up here and there. But when we're doing whole lives and full conversations about dispelling rumors and lies, you then start to feel like the women who are doing it to me. And then it's hard for people to make the distinction about who has the level of maturity, who has the level of class, and who has the level of grace. That's what it does for me. That doesn't have to do it for everybody else. But here's why I think the women are really pressed about Mel, because this is what I know to be true, right? Now, I don't know Mel personally. I just know myself, and I know how friendships have shaken out and people have evolved with me. When you really engage with people from the most honest and sincere place, but those people don't intend to engage with you from that place or have not engaged with you from that place, there becomes a bit of resentment that you really are who you say you are, right? And so if I don't engage with people in a way that's honest and fair, I really don't believe you can. I say this all the time. People can only believe for you what they believe for themselves. So the way that they're going to see you is how they see themselves. So if you are the friend that would talk crap about a friend behind their back, you assume everybody does that, right? And so you will make up stories in your own imagination that I do that, even if that's not something I do, because that's what you do. And so if you do it, you assume everybody does it. When you have your own life going on, when you got things popping off for yourself, you aren't really focused on what the other woman is doing or what the other man is doing, right? And I think because Mel has been able to parlay this show into a business with fans that actually support her business, that's putting money in her business in the way that these other women have not been able to do, there's a level of envy and jealousy about that, right? And so if I can't stop your business, I will try to hurt your character. Because if I hurt your character, then that will stop your business. Always be wary of people who have been in friendships with other people and they go out of their way to attack the former friend's character, and the former friend's just over there living. Right? The former friend ain't said nothing to nobody about the breakup of the friendship. They ain't talked bad about the other person. They ain't said nothing. They're just over there living. And this other person is on the other side attacking the character. And this is why I think I would have hoped that Mel stayed above the fray. Because then once you start coming down to attack their character, I can't tell the difference. You know, they say, be careful about arguing with a fool because from a distance, we can't tell who the fool is. And I feel like Melody constantly getting involved and coming online and doing the lives and I'm going to rebut this and I'm not going to let you play on my top anymore, blah, 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 blah. You bring yourself down to them and all of a sudden you all look the same. You are no longer a distinction from the other women. You are like the other women. And while from your perspective, what you're doing is defending yourself, you're still trafficking in the same way that these women are trafficking. So I, that's my perspective on what's happening with the melting. I really wish you would have stayed above the fray. Let the people talk. Let them talk. Because I think when you live a life that is truly how you show up in the world, that's going to come across and it's going to be evident. And if it isn't, you don't want those people in your corner anyway, because those people that didn't like you for real, right? Those people didn't like you for real. Those people liked an idea of you. And if somebody's able to change the idea of who you are based on their gossip about you, the people who fall for that gossip, they didn't like you for real either. Or they don't have the emotional and mental fortitude to make their own decisions about how they choose to engage with you. And you don't need those people anyway. I don't know. I just wish you would have stayed above the fray because now they all just look the same. And I think these women are coming at Mel because she was able to do what they haven't been able to do. And when people are jealous of what you're able to accomplish in your life and in your business, they will pull all the stops to try to ruin your character because they can't ruin your business.